Okay, here we go. Let's go. Let's. I'll just do what I always do.
Full start.
Starting point. Wait, what is happening?
We're doing math.
Oh, I thought we were doing Am I with a breakdown? Yeah, I just started. I thought it was a breakdown. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, I remember now. Because when you do the north, south, east, west thing, this is 300 over here, and this is like 90, 100.
Three marks, because you had to draw it. I think you know the answer to that question. Any questions about it?
Nope.
Byron.
I watched the video and the dare of flipping away where it has the signing part, so I haven't done
Okay.
Close your eyes and plug your ears.
Find the x side of the triangle. What am I going to use? Sine law, of course. Sine 30 over 5 equals sine 65 over x. Now, can I reverse those? Can I do 5 over sine 30?
Sure.
Of course I can. Harmon, what's your answer? Yeah, you're talking to Alicia, so you must have an answer for me. What is it? What is it? What's your answer to number 2?
It's
9? Okay. Which is 5 times sine 65 divided by sine 30 to get
9.0.
Let's check. 9.1. Aces. That will be worth 1 mark because you only use sine law once. Next one. 3. AB's triangle ABC. Does it matter how I draw it?
No.
Abso-smurfly not. Except I got to choose A. If I'm going to make that 77, then where does the 17 go? Left, right, or bottom? Right. And if I make this 28, where does that put the 16? Left or bottom?
Bottom.
Bottom. Excellent. I want to find B. Where's B?
With the left.
Over here, right?
Yes.
Did I even care about that? Maybe. Let's check. Sine 77. Actually, I'll change order this time for the people that like to do this the other way around. Hey.
Do you have extra rulers I could borrow for this block? I got 2. Or, your BFFs, me and Marissa.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
17 sine 77 equals what? 28's the angle, you idiot. So what do I write? And what do I get? 8.19. So 8.2. Now, does that make sense?
Yes.
How do I check if it makes sense?
Check the angle.
I have to check that angle, don't I?
Yeah.
Which is what? 75 is the biggest angle across from the biggest side.
Yeah.
Is the middle angle across from the middle side. Is the little angle across from the little side.
Yeah.
So do we know we're right?
Yeah.
Excellent. 2 marks because you had to make a drawing that time. I didn't give you the drawing. Making that whole page out of 6. I know. I'm waiting to see if the girls get dripped on. It comes through the light. It's not coming through the wood. All right. How do I do this one? Is it Coleslaw?
No.
No, of course not.
You have,
It's Sine Law, but I don't have a pair.
you do have
But I do have a pair. What is it?
92 and 24.
92. So, what are your answers?
133 and 23. Excuse me. He didn't read it.
So what were your answers?
Right, 133 and 200.
X was 133.1 if you're getting technical. And Y was
208.
$208.2. Make sense? You had to do Sine Law, but you did have to do it twice, and you had to figure that out. I'm going to give you a 2. Ooh, determine the area of the park. What's the area of a triangle? Base times height divided by 2. Do I have a side that I could make the base?
Yes.
What is it?
250.
Do I have a height?
No.
No. I got to put the height in, yes?
Yes.
There's my height. What do I do now?
You do
H equals what? Not cos. Sine 32,
equals
which equals
200.
no. H over 208.2. So H is 208.2 sine 32. Or, what else can H be? 133.1 sine 56.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They'll both give you the same number, won't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is
110.3, which comes over to here, 251 times 110.3 divided by 2, which equals,
13,805.
sounds good, 13,000. What do you guys got?
805.
805.
I don't
It's actually 847 if you don't do any rounding, if you use your calculator like you're supposed to. Right?
I did.
But I will accept 13.8 blah, depending on how you round. When do you round? At the end. That is why we did all that practice in the SOHCAHTOA unit on doing your calculations without writing anything down except to remember. So that bottom one's going to be out of, you had to do trig, I'll give you 2 for that too. What do I need for 5? Coleslaw, because I need this side. If that's the side I need, what letter should I give it to make the coleslaw the easiest way possible? C, which makes 65 what? Big C. C squared equals, now fill it in, 47 squared plus 38 squared minus 2 times 47 times 38 times cos 65. And if I really want to get technical, I can erase that little squared and square root that whole shebang. And if I'm really good with my calculator, I can do all that in one shot by using brackets. Depending on the calculator, those brackets will look different for whomever is doing them, yes? If I do them on my calculator, which does this crazy thing with signs, starts a bracket for me, I got to do extra brackets, don't I? Which makes it difficult. But it's not that hard. Square root, you guys tell me your answer whilst I am working it out.
46.3.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes, it does, Mr. Myers. Duh. What did we get? 46.3 meters. Are we good?
Great.
Excellent. That's only worth 1 because it was only a coleslaw. You didn't even have to rearrange it. Making that page out of 5 Italy Ive. Uh-oh. Headings. Oh, people are poopy at these. Very, very poopy. I'm going to do my compass rose in gray. This is where the plane starts. Goes 15 kilometers with a heading of 110. Where is 110? Since it's directions, it's north, east, south, west. Not the coordinate plane, is it?
No.
So where's 110?
In the southeast.
Going this way, yeah? How far did I travel? 15 kilometers. Excellent. Now, I'm actually going to do something with this here, guys. I'm going to slide it up and over here because I went south, yes? Son of the motherless goat! It's okay, he was a tough kid. Anyone? Baby goats? Kids? Anyone? This is all supposed to be changing color.
Well, it's not.
I know it's not. Thank you.
You're welcome anytime.
I just want to make your guys' lives easier. That's all I'm trying to do here.
And we appreciate that, Mr. Mayor. Why don't you just project it onto the board and then fill it in with a pen? And then you don't even have to read questions.
But then it doesn't record.
So the camera back. Just do it while like taking a video selfie. So
Show up to class. Oh, Sarah. All right, let's try it again.
don't nobody go to class to listen to video.
So, I fly down here for 15, yes? Then what?
Turn south.
What do I do at that point? I turn straight south, so I need another compass, don't I?
Yeah.
So I go straight south for how far?
20.
20. How far away am I from home? So I need the third side, yes? So I either need pairs to do sine law, or I need that middle angle right there, yes? Okay, watch. How far is that? It's 110. How far is straight east? Yeah, so this is 20 in here, yes? Which means how far is this?
Sorry, what are the degree things on different
0, 90, 180, 270. And then I'm going to continue this line along here. If that's 20, what's that? Just in here. Guys, 20.
Oh,
If that's 20, what's this?
90.
So what's the whole thing?
90 plus 20.
Which is 110 degrees. Does that give me side, angle, side? Which means what do I use?
side arm coast.
Coleslaw. And since I need this, what should I make this side? Lil c, which makes that big C. Then I do my math. C equals the square root of 15 squared plus 20 squared minus 2 times 15 times 20 times cos 110. I see a lot of this. I know, because this is the real life one, because you actually have to know what you're doing. You don't get to go, okay, I'm going to plug it into the equation now, which is all you've done your whole life. I insist on making you apply it to something. Do I need to go over the drawing again?
Yes.
All right. Yes, Sam, what?
So why is 110 over there again?
I'm going to show you. I'm going to draw it largely. Here is where the plane started. Where is a heading of 110? It has to go down here, yes?
Yeah.
Because that's 0 and that's 90. And south is 180. Alright? So that makes this 90 and this 20. Yes? When I get to this point, I change directions again, so I draw another compass. If that's 20, what's that? Has to be 20 because the angle of elevation, angle of depression, right?
Yes.
And also, I turned completely south, didn't I? How far is this? How far is it here? Just this part. 90 plus this 20 makes 110. This is fitting. This is 20. S side, A angle, S side. Coleslaw. Yes.
Why does it say turn south 40 degrees?
Yeah.
Holy crap, I didn't read it.
Yeah. I was so confused.
Wait, what happened?
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Does anyone look at angle purposes?
Who asked that? Byron.
Yes, thank you, Byron. It's not your fault I'm a moron.
What's happening?
Yeah, I kept waiting for 40
I drew this whole thing. But I didn't.
Because I only read turn south, didn't I?
Yes. So. I got to erase that now. I got to erase this.
B minus for effort. Oh yeah, the kid that didn't
Do
do
you have
it.
an eraser?
No, was there. No.
Now, okay. So when I get to here, I turn south 40 degrees, yes? Which means what direction is south? This line is, the dotted line was my current direction, yes?
Yes.
I turn south 40 degrees. Which way is south from here? I am now facing that way. South is right or left? This is where I am flying.
Right.
So I turn south 40, yes?
Yes.
Right.
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 Correct.
Right, Sam.
Left.
Right. Right.
Well, it's left. What? No, it's right.
It's right.
Right is right.
So
Right.
So right is right.
Right.
Left isn't right.
No, of course left isn't right. Left is left. Right is right. Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm telling you.
Well, you were saying that right was right.
But right is right.
I know right is direction. Right is direction.
Okay. So anyway, I know. Okay. So guys, where's the 40?
There.
Right here, yes? Everybody with me? Okay, now, everything else still applies. This is 20. This is 90. What's this?
That's
This is where it gets tricky.
Tricky.
If this is 20, what's this? 20. This is 40 for a total of 60. So what's this? 30. So what's the whole thing? 140. And then I keep the 15, I keep the 20, and I do all that coleslaw I did, but instead of 110, what's my cos? 140. So it's still, C still equals the square root of 15 squared plus 20 squared minus 2 times 15 times 20 times cos 140. Was it 140?
Yeah.
Yes. And I get an answer of 15 squared 31.9. Well, let's check. Square root of 225 plus 400 minus 30 times 20 is 600 times cos 140. Close brackets, equals, what did we say?
31.
32.9. And that is a crazy hard question.
Oh yeah,
So I'm giving you 4. Now listen to me. How would I mark this? What do you think?
If you did coleslaw.
If you do coleslaw,
1.
do you get a mark?
Yes.
Yes, of course you do.
If you drew a triangle.
If you drew a triangle, do you get a mark?
Yes.
Of course. If your triangle makes sense, is the longest side across from the biggest angle?
Yes.
Is that worth a mark?
Yes.
So there's your 3 out of 4.
We got 3.
Your 4 out of 4 comes from actually drawing it right. And you'll notice how easy it was to draw wrong. Right?
Yeah.
Correct? Every time that you have to turn, you need to have a new compass. I think that's what you asked. I couldn't actually hear you. Everybody cool? Of course, it's about that time, isn't it?
Oh yeah, next question. That's fun.
Well, he was eating it in my ear, so. Like he was like, he was mushing it. It was nice.
That used to be a joke when I was a kid. Come here and I'll whisper something soft and mushy in your ear. Wet bananas. All right. A triangle measures 16, 14, 25. Doesn't matter how we draw it.
Not particular.
Not at all. 16, 14, 25. I drew it that way, so I obviously have a longer side. I want the measure of the smallest angle. Where must the smallest angle be?
Across from the small side.
Across from the smallest side, which is what? 14. So this has to be C, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Which makes this what?
Little C.
Lil C. Do the other two matter?
Not particular.
No. But what must I do to the coleslaw? What? Don't be mean to the coleslaw. So do I, but that's because the coleslaw, when I say coleslaw, all of you immediately think of 2 things. You think of white spot, or you think of that green crap that KFC gives you. Yeah. Neither of those are particularly good coleslaws. You've never had the KFC coleslaw?
Like sandwiches. Fresh made coleslaw. I've had
Not bad.
fresh made coleslaw.
You don't like coleslaw? Can't get your mind around coleslaw, hey? Fair enough. All right. What do I got to do to the coleslaw? Lauren says throw it out. But mathematically, what do I have to do with the coleslaw?
Throw it out. You gotta make
Algebra. Because cos big C equals what? C squared minus B squared minus A squared over negative 2AB. What's C? 14 squared minus 16 squared minus 25 squared over negative 2 times 16 times 25, which is 196 plus minus 256. I can't even be bothered. What is it?
31.
31 degrees. Because at the end, what do you got to remember to do? I mean mathematically. Not what you did in grade 5. You must what? Shift that coleslaw into the garbage can, according to Lauren. Because she doesn't. Let's just impromptu poll. How many people are with Lauren on coleslaw belonging in the garbage?
No, it depends what type of coleslaw. Okay, like a red cabbage coleslaw, that's something nasty. Okay, KFC coleslaw.
I don't think Sam really understands the concept of an impromptu poll. It is not an airing of grievances. It is or not. There is no need for noise. No, it was hands up who agree with Lauren that coleslaw belongs in the garbage. Okay.
Guess what I'm bringing to the Halloween party?
5 kinds of coleslaw.
There's 5 kinds of coleslaw.
All coleslaw is shredded cabbage. Once you have shredded cabbage and put a mayonnaise-based dressing on it, you have the basis of coleslaw. Everything else, you can do whatever you want with it. Some people put apple in it. Blech. Some people.
One time my dad tried to bet me $20 that I could eat a soup ladle full of shredded cabbage in like a minute, and I did, and so I won $20.
Sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut is delicious, but cooked cabbage is raunchy, even though I'm Irish.
You're Irish?
No, I'm Canadian. We've had this discussion, but my mother's brothers were both born in Ireland. I'm that close.
Okay.
If my mother's parents had held on for just a little longer, she would have been Irish, and I would have been even closer to belonging to the greatest country in the world.
Irish.
Yes. Huh? All right.
Greatest countries.
That's got to be worth only, I'm going to give you 2. Yeah, well, you didn't need to draw a triangle because you could have done ABCs, but I'll give you 2. Yes. No, that was the one right above. You're too busy eating Ruffles.
Those are mine.
Ruffles have ridges. You guys don't remember those ads. There were ads back in the day when you had to your R's for Ruffles. It's a stupid ad. Ruffles weren't in Canada when I was a kid. Ruffles are a new addition. So are Lay's. Lay's weren't in Canada when I was a kid. Doritos were not in Canada when I was a kid. Cheetos were not in Canada when I was a kid. Fritos were not in Canada when I was a kid. What?
You're gonna hear my coffee.
Okay.
Those like Cheetos that are like not the Cheetos brand. Or like
No, I'm just gonna watch the video. He's gonna hear my coffee.
What? It's the same question, isn't it? It's the exact same question.
That's which question is mine.
It's like it's not even there.
Wait, which question is the same as which question?
The last question is the same as number 3. It's the exact same.
I didn't even notice. Can we get the points again?
No,
What? But I did the work.
don't care. It's out of 6. Making the whole thing out of 11 and 6 makes the whole thing out of 17. Now, listen, please. I believe that the last quizzle, I have not collected any marks for it, yeah? So that's 2 things I need marks for. And
Oh, that's fine. Out of 12.
No, 8 questions.
1 sec. And, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't collected the last marks out of 25 for the assignment. Oh, I did. That should have been written on your last quiz. Did you?
Yeah?
No.
No, no one told us we forgot.
Okay. Listen, please. You guys are... Listen, please. Just once, I'd like to actually say the sentence after I say listen, please. Just once. If I can get that once, then you can have another 6 weeks of not actually listening to me when I say that. You guys all did that quiz. This one right here, out of 12, with Dr. Seuss font on it. Trigonometry quiz 2. I notice that nobody wrote their score on it.
I did.
Okay. So,
Yeah, that's right. Well, you're the one that.
here is what is going to happen. I'm going to turn off the screen, and I'm going to not care about your privacy, and I'm going to ask for some scores in a moment. Just in a moment.